Professor Dr. Amit Jain, who has led us with his high energy, enthusiasm, and leadership for making this virtual international conference come to practical life. I welcome Organizing Chair, Dr. Manju Kaushik, Publication Chair, Dr. Sunil Pathak, all chair members and track members, all international and national speakers, delegates, participants, deans and head of institutions, faculties, and students to the valedictory ceremony of ICGETEI 2021. We have all been listening to eminent speakers deliberating in the areas of advances in intelligent algorithm and industrial application, entrepreneurship and innovation, environmental sustainability and innovation, and social business and innovation as a part of 2 days virtual international conference, ICGETEI 2021, organized by Amity University, Rajasthan. All these valuable insights gave us new perspectives on innovation and trends. I request Organizing Chair, ICGETEI 2021, Dr. Manju Kaushik, to present her report on the 2-day virtual international conference.
A very good evening to everyone. I wholeheartedly welcome to Honorable Chief Patron, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan sir, Founder President, Ritanand Balved Education Foundation, our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Asim Chauhan sir, our guest of honor, Dr. Natraj Ray, National President, Indian Society of Training and Development, ISTD. Our chief guest, Ms. Mughda Sinha ma'am, Secretary, DST Government of Rajasthan, and Professor Amit Jain sir, Pro-vice-chancellor, Amity University, Rajasthan, to the event. And a warm welcome to all the academicians, researchers, and participants to ICGETEI 2021. Everyone must come to an end, but at the same time, every ending is nothing more than a new beginning. Here, we are at the final session of 2-day international conference on global entrepreneurship trends and empowerment through innovation, ICGETEI 2021, and the response that we saw was overwhelming. Students, academicians, researchers, and entrepreneurs from all over the world came together to make this conference a huge success. With 4 tracks, 13 sessions, 9 keynote addresses, 11 invited speakers, and 21 session chairs, each minute of the conference was educational. Our Honorable Pro-Vice-Chancellor, Professor Amit Jain, welcomed all the dignitaries, academicians, researchers, and participants. Our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Asim Chauhan sir, inspired every attendee. Guest of honor, Professor Mike Hinchy, President of IFIP, Professor Software Engineering, discussed the importance of software development in the new globalized world. His address focused on the fast-paced changes that are occurring in technology and how everything is ultimately related to it. Guest of honor, Ms. Suruchi Sharma, former Secretary Higher and Technical Education, Government of Rajasthan, spoke about the initiative Anandam, which takes into account the holistic development of students by establishing a relationship with the community. Ma'am also emphasized the importance and benefits of such initiatives, not just socially, but educationally. The ceremony ended with the release of the ICGETEI 2021 souvenir and appreciation of all the people who sent their blessings for the same. Day 1 had 6 sessions in total that covered a spectrum of topics and 6 keynote addresses. On the first day of the international conference, track 1, Advances in Intelligent Algorithms and Industrial Application, was held from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. The session began with a welcome address by Professor Dr. G.K. Aseri, Provost and Dean Academics, Director AIMT, Amity University, Rajasthan, where he welcomed everyone and he asserted that in the conference, the academia will meet and provide outcomes in research and development lines along with inspiration of innovation. He also thanked everyone who made this conference possible. This welcome address was followed by the keynote address by Dr. Warlak, Faculty of Information and Communication Technology, Silpakorn University, Thailand, on the effect of virtual reality as a form of escapism, Dr. Volkel explained how human-machine relation, now increasingly widespread and human being, a social creature is who loves and need to communicate using social media to express, share, and receive reactions. A total of 10 presentations were made during this session. Some of the unique presentations including topics artificial intelligence, a hidden warrior for healthcare industry, and 3D MIMO beam forming using machine learning SVM algorithm for 5G wireless communication networking. Moving on the room second, that including track 2, entrepreneurship and innovation, and track 4, social business and innovation. The keynote speaker for the session was Dr. Sameer K. Rohadia. The welcome address was given by Professor PVS Raju, Director Amity Coast AUR. This continued with the informative presentation by Dr. Sameer K. Rohadia on very eminent topic and close to his heart, GIG economy. He further put light on how it was earlier, how it has become as of now, and how it will further change in immediate future. Dr. Sameer gave some important insights about the German companies and shed some light upon importance of innovation in life. The session consisted of 9 presentations. Some of the topics like COVID-19 crippled the economic model of French cinema, collaborative consumption, and the impact of technological transformation on children and youth were some of the most informative ones. The next session was in room 3, track 3, the environmental sustainability and innovation. Dr. Era Upadhyay started the track, followed up by Professor Vinay Sharma, Dean Research, AIB, Amity University, Rajasthan, welcomed our keynote speaker, Professor Kamal Kant Dwivedi, Senior Vice President, RBEF, Amity University, Noida. He started his very interactive session on assuring better future through green chemistry with explaining what is green chemistry and what are its uses. His session was interactive and skillful because of some key points that are principle of green chemistry and the green screen. The session had 10 papers, 10 paper presentation. Some of the most unique ideas were heavy metal removed from industrial wastewater by using nanoparticles, biodegradable potential of marine microbe. Track 1, AIAIA, room 4 of the conference, advances in intelligent algorithm and industrial application. Advances in intelligent algorithm and industrial application was held from 2:30 to 5 p.m. The session began with a welcome address by Professor Dr. Rajesh S. Prasad, Director Asset, where he briefed about the conference. He also welcomed everyone, including with the keynote speaker. This welcome address was followed by the keynote address by Professor Dr. S. Nidhu Chilian, Dean of School of Computing, Bharat Institute of Higher Educational Research, Chennai, on edge computing, the new paradigm on IoT, open research challenges. Professor Dr. Nidhu Chilian expressed that how we are getting into a new era of computing technology that is in IoT. This was followed by 11 paper presentation. We found the topics improvement in the objective looking through the capacity of swarm drones by utilizing a mix of stigma and flocking of drones, a GPU-based IP lookup approach in router switches and optimization algorithm-based routing protocol for mobile ad hoc network to be the most impactful ones. Track 2 and track 4, room 5 was an entrepreneurship and innovation and social business and innovation. The content related to entrepreneurship and innovation and social business and innovation that was presented in the conference was mentioned briefly. The session began with a welcome address by Professor Sanjeev Pal, Director, Amity School of Hospitality, where he briefed about the conference. The keynote speaker, Mai Thai, and the participants in the conference were invited to speak along with the line. Our keynote speaker was Mai Thai, Department of Entrepreneurship and Innovation, HEC, Montreal, Canada. She spoke about the institutional entrepreneurship theory. The presentation was followed by 9 paper presentation, next including some thoughtful topics like ethnologic analysis of gender in entrepreneurial context, women empowerment, first denied then asserted, advent of social media, uses of recruitment and its impact on hiring decisions. The session in room 6 started with Professor S.L. Kothari, Vice President, Amity Science Technology Innovation Foundation, Amity University, Rajasthan, followed by Dr. Ira Upadhyay, who introduced the keynote speaker, Dr. Gurfan Beg, Indian Institute of Tropological Meteorology, Ministry of Health Science, Government of India. Dr. Gurfan Beg spoke on air quality management and COVID-19 lockdown, highlighting climate change, air quality pandemic, necessities of life, food, water, air, and problems created by their pollution. The session concluded with 9 paper presentations. The most impactful ones were rural empowerment and entrepreneurship through Swedish in India. Day 2 had 3 keynote addresses, 5 invited speakers with 5 sessions and track 1 and single session for track 2, 4 and track 3. In room 7, which was dedicated to track 1, Professor Swapnesh Tatre, coordinator AIIT, welcomed keynote speaker, Professor Dr. Rashid Mahmood from King Abdulaziz University, Saudi Arabia, and everyone. Professor Dr. Rashid Mahmood spoke about big data, SPC, AI, IoT, cloud, the core ingredients of the bringing innovation to smart cities and infrastructure as the keynote address. The session also had 12 presentations on the topics big data, data compilation, etc. Some of the presentations that feasible yet innovative were comparative analysis of model-based leak detection and localization in agriculture pipeline structure. This session was particularly enlightening for all the tech-savvy people who are curious about the use of technology for fighting cybersecurity, agriculture, and the future of online transactions. Room 8, which was dedicated to track 2 and 4, Dr. Uday Bhan Singh started the track, followed by Professor Anurag Verma, Director, Amity School of Architecture and Planning, welcomed our keynote speaker, Mr. Ashish Goswami, Business Unit Head in FinTech Execom. Mr. Ashish Goswami spoke about startup challenges, importance of innovation, and building of a business ecosystem. In his presentation, he briefly explained what is a startup, why do startups fail in India, reasons of failure of startups, challenges faced during startups, the importance of innovation, and business ecosystem. This was followed by 10 paper presentations. The session discussed the efficiency of supply chain, how our gender can affect us in the entrepreneurial world, and what ideology we can follow to achieve a better future for startups in India. Room 9 was dedicated to track 3. Dr. Jagdish Prasad, coordinator ASAS AUR, welcomed our keynote speaker, Professor Sui Walker, principal researcher and Professor Agricultural Research Council of South Africa. Professor Walker spoke about Professor Walker briefly discussed the idea of precision agriculture, how we can use technology to find the quality of water and need it. The use of this technology on a greater scale will affect the water consumption in agriculture drastically. The session was followed by 11 paper presentation and was especially fruitful for everyone who wanted to know about how we can modify our present practices to make them environment friendly. It also discussed how the use of technology can ecologically change the way that we live today. With that, all the technical sessions came to an end. In the slot from 2 to 4, there were 4 parallel room for paper presentation for the participants of track 1. These sessions witnessed 25 paper presentation along with the line of artificial intelligence and intelligent algorithms. The conclusion of our conference paper presentation is, in all the conference, so more than 80 oral presentation under the supervision of our competent track chairs and faculty coordinators. Apart from that, 24 session chairs were connected with us throughout the conference. Not just this, but the diversity in the paper presentation was as stark as our panel. People advocated the essential role of intelligent technology in our lives. Ideas and findings were shared by entrepreneurship enthusiasts, while we also had present the ideas for sustainable yet profitable practices. Learning was very so easy and inclusive. This conference enabled the people to work to network, learn, and implement newer and more efficient alternative to their alternatives. Everyone present was fully engrossed in the out of the box approaches and finding that the research came forward. I once again welcome all the dignitaries present for the valedictory session. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, madam, for presenting your report. I would now like to introduce and welcome Honorable Pro-Vice-Chancellor, Amity University, Rajasthan, and Patron, ICGETEI 2021, Professor Dr. Amit Jain. He is currently Pro-Vice-Chancellor and Dean Faculty of Management at Amity University, Rajasthan. Professor Jain holds a PhD from Sardar Patel University and has completed FDP from IIM Ahmedabad. He has also been visiting faculty with UTS Sydney, Széchenyi István University, Hungary, and Seanos University, Slovakia. Professor Jain has designed and conducted training programs, sessions for executives of various organizations. He has several publications to his credit. His professional associations include Life Membership of Indian Society for Training and Development, and currently hold position of National Council member. He is a member of All India Management Association and IIM Ahmedabad Alumni Association. Dr. Amit Jain is a reviewer and committee member with several journals and conferences, and is editorial board member of Indian Journal of Training and Development, and he is also chief editor of Amity Management Review. I request Honorable Pro-Vice-Chancellor, Amity University, Rajasthan, and Patron, ICGETEI 2021, Professor Dr. Amit Jain, to address the audience and announce Best Paper Award and participation.
Thank you so much, Ravi. Honorable Founder President, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Aseem Chauhan, respected Vice Chancellors of Amity Universities in India and overseas, distinguished guests, Dr. Natraj Ray and Ms. Mughda Sinha, Secretary DST, Government of Rajasthan, faculty colleagues at Amity University, Rajasthan, organizing team of ICGETEI, led by Dr. Manju, Kaushik, Master of Ceremony, Mr. Ravi Verma, Publication Chair, Dr. Sunil Pathak, and most importantly, all the participants of the international conference, a warm welcome to one and all. These 2 days of deliberations have provided a lot of food for thought and energy to act as change agents for the improvement of standard of living of millions. The conference, Global Entrepreneurship Trends, has facilitated deliberations on various spectrums where entrepreneurship and innovation are creating a distinguishing mark. For benefit of our guests, I would like to reiterate few things about Amity, although everyone knows about it. With 101,75,000 brilliant students, 6,000 faculty members and scientists, 12 universities, 15 overseas campuses, 25 schools and preschools, and 1,200 acres of campuses globally, Amity is one of the India's largest education groups. Amity University, Rajasthan, the flagship institution, is one of the largest campuses of the group in India. Spread over 150 acres, AUR has world-class infrastructure and facilities aesthetically and scientifically designed for optimal use of natural resources, promoting sustainability. AUR Jaipur is also considered pioneer in the field of higher learning amongst the private universities in Rajasthan and offers postgraduate, undergraduate, and PhD programs in all the domains: engineering, architecture, management, mass communication, law, microbial technology, to name a few. The university and its culture truly epitomizes the theme of the conference with global programs, Amity Innovation Incubator to promote entrepreneurship and culture of empowerment inculcated by our founder. I would like to quote our founder president, "The world is moving so fast. There are so many ideas, thoughts, viewpoints, and suggestions that one faces in daily life through print media, electronic media, webinar and conferences, and many other sources. Now it is our wisdom how we catch the point which are relevant and useful." Founder sir has named this mission SSC Talk, which is sense, search, explore the opportunities and pursue. I'm grateful for the vision of Honorable Founder President, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, and Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Aseem Chauhan, that motivates the entire team at Amity University, Rajasthan, to seek opportunities for learning and sharing their expertise with peers globally through endeavors like this conference. Peter Drucker said, "The best way to predict the future is to create it." And to create a better world, our Chancellor, Dr. Aseem Chauhan, a global leader known for his passion for innovation and creativity, has established Amity Innovation Incubator to provide a startup ecosystem to budding entrepreneurs and students at all the campuses in Amity. I'm grateful to all the keynote speakers, session chairs, paper presenters, and all the delegates who attended the conference. I'm thankful to our partners for this conference, including CSIR, ISTD, Amity Innovation Incubator, IEEE, ACM, CSI, Yunus Social Business Center, STEM Research Society, NIT Jalandhar, and Springer for their valuable contribution in making this conference a great success. I once again welcome all the dignitaries, and with due permission of Honorable Founder President and Chancellor, would like to announce the best papers of various tracks that we have got in this particular conference. May I, sir? Thank you. So with this, I'm glad to announce the best paper in the track 1. And the paper titled is a GPU-based IP lookup approach in router and switches. The authors for this paper are Veeramani Sonai, Vignan Foundation for Science Technology, Indira Bharti, again from the same institution. In the track 2 and 4 combined, we had the best paper, which is titled as Social Innovation Inclination in Post-Millennial Generation. And the paper has been authored by Dr. Pallavi Kudal, Dr. Sunny Dawar, Ms. Sunishta Dhaka, and Ms. Savita Pawar and Prince Dawar. In the paper, in the track 3, the best paper that we got is Encouraging Ecological Sustainability in Biomass Harvesting. And the paper is authored by Gulshan Sharma, Amity Institute of Biotechnology, Amity University, Rajasthan. Congratulations to all the best paper awardees of this conference, and we are eager and look forward to hear to our Honorable Founder President and Chancellor for the occasion. Thank you so much, Mr. Ravi. Over to you.
I take the privilege to introduce our guest of honor, Dr. Natraj Ray, National President, Indian Society for Training and Development. Dr. Natraj Ray is a graduate in science and holds a bouquet of professional qualifications. He has earned PG Diploma in IR and PM, LWO, PG Diploma in Training and Development of ISTD, MBA HRD, LLB, and PhD. Dr. Natraj Ray started his career in 1984 as management trainee in the corporate world. He has experience spread over 2 decades in the field of learning and development, management teaching, industrial training, and as HRD manager in several industries specializing in training and development initiatives. Dr. Natraj Ray is a life member of ISTD and taken over the position of National President in May 2019. Prior to his election to the position of the National President, he was the National Vice President of ISTD. His association with ISTD is spread over more than a decade, and he held many positions such as National Vice President, Regional Vice President, East, Secretary and Chairman, ISTD Kolkata Chapter, National Council Member, ISTD Alumni. He is known for his down-to-earth attitude in whatever positions held by him. The professional activities of Dr. Ray is not limited to ISTD. He is a member of HR subcommittee of CII. He is life member of NHRD and NIPM and is the honorary secretary of NIPM Kolkata chapter. Earlier, he has served as council member of NIPM. Dr. Ray is functioning as a member of Labour Standing Committee of Bengal, National Chamber of Commerce and Industries, BNCCI, and Bengal Chamber of Commerce, Kolkata, and State Productivity Council, Government of West Bengal. Currently, he is working with US-based organization at Kolkata and is responsible for the entire gamut of operations of the company in India in the fields of HR, IR, legal, and administration. I welcome you, sir, to deliver your address.
Thank you, Mr. Robi. Good evening. The Honorable Chancellor of the Amity University, the Vice Chancellor, Pro-vice-chancellor, our own dear Amit, Registrar, Chairman of the conference, Madam Manju, Madam, and my own dear friends of Jaipur, past President of ISTD, President of Emeritus, members and others of ISTD Jaipur chapter, and members of the Amity University, and ladies and gentlemen. It is a proud privilege for me to be part of the Amity University's this global entrepreneurship, training and empowerment through innovation, ICGETI 2021. I'm happy that Amit and his team called me for give my thoughts and tales of this ICGETEI 2021. In the COVID-19, a lot of change, a lot of innovation has come. This topic, which is apt for as on date in the world, new scenario of the world. There is a 4 tracks of your program, of your networking, that advanced intelligence of the one thing and algorithms, entrepreneurship of the innovations, and environment sustainability and social business. Yes, the world is going very fast. Now, all old things has removed by the COVID-19. We are going for the new dimension like artificial intelligence, like machine learning, ML, like robotics, like internet or TOT, automations, and self-driving cars, all are coming. We never thought the cars will be self-driving. This is an innovation. A huge dimension innovation is coming in the social media. We are using the old Nokia system. Now we are coming to the smartphone system. Every day, innovation and changing is going on. Day-to-day basis, we are coming the letters. After this, coming the emails, coming the WhatsApp, coming the Facebooks, and so on and so on. So every day innovation is going on. Lot of innovation coming in the business. Earlier, all IT companies work in the office. Now it is homework. So innovation is coming day by. There's a lot of innovation coming in the office infrastructure, tourism sector, social enterprise sector. Marketing economy has grown up. Earlier, marketing is only for people are going to the market, selling the product. Now you see that marketing is a social marketing, online marketing. You see that the new dimensions coming, the Ola, Uber, and others. Earlier, it is there the hire the taxi or other things is. But innovation is coming. The Ola, Uber, and traditional all cars driven organizations are now obsolete. So the innovation is going and going. Whether COVID has given a idea, that is the old idea we have to change. Now office space are now virtual. Many organization is there, office space are virtual. People are working in their home, not even required to come into the office. Lot of factories are also working from their home. I am heading a one organization where 40% job are now working from the residence. Residence manager is doing for marketing, the social media marketing and others. We feel that there is a smart factory, digital factory, all are starting going and doing innovation and innovation. Industry revolution is going on. You see that earlier in this industrial revolution is 4.0, now industrial revolution 5.0. And 5.0 industrial revolution, what is telling? All new setup is coming. Paperless office is coming. Earlier in our office or in our organization, all are paper making. So this is absolutely is going on. So this innovation, day-to-day innovation is going on. Every industry innovation is going on. Every sector is industry is going on. Social media sector is flooded across the country. Many channels are coming day to day, minutes to minutes. You are getting the news across the globe. So entire world is coming a new idea, new business, and Amity University is giving us this opportunity that the academicians, researchers, scientists, industrialists work together for global entrepreneurship. People are sitting in America, business in India. Sitting in India, business in Africa. So this is innovation. Earlier, where you are the setting up industry, you are sitting there. Now it is a global village. Thank you, Amit University. So making the global entrepreneurship. So where you are there, where your factory is there, nothing is problem. You can business. Even in case of education, people are sitting in America, studying in Amit University, sitting in Kolkata, studying in the Jaipur is Amity University. So university and also education also coming in the global village, global university. So in future also, sir, we can tell you that innovation and coming everywhere. Empowerment, everywhere empowerment is there. Earlier, only CEO is doing top-down communication. Now there is many ways of communication. Top-down, peers, down-top, lot of communication is going on. So empowerment, women empowerment is going on. Now every woman are going to the business everywhere. You see that PepsiCo CEO is a woman. You see that State Bank of India's CMD, woman. You see that many industries, we can just women are going for the top position of the country. So empowerment is diversity. Now everywhere is a diversity, and everywhere you are going to diversity and empowerment and global village. So this your program is given challenges in the COVID challenges. Now innovation is going everywhere. This conference will give the learning that there is no any bar across the globe where you can stay, you can do business, you can, the innovation everywhere is coming. Now biological innovation, you see that COVID, we have already get the vaccine. Across the globe, vaccine is coming. Every people are giving the vaccine. So earlier, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years, we required the vaccination. Now is a 1 year, vaccine is coming across the globe. So innovation is biological innovation. You got the energy innovation. Earlier, with only one energy, hydro energy. Now it is coming the many energy, coal-based energy, electricity, hydro energy, and everywhere, every sector, we are going to innovation. Computer, I cannot go much more than that. Now everywhere, only one DOS mode. Now what is the computer innovation is going on? So innovation is going everywhere. Nanotechnology is coming. Nanotechnology is coming. More and more down the thing is going on. Earlier, is not is there. Manufacturing sector, you can see that all our automation is going on. conveyor system is going on, packaging system is also innovation. In my organization, when a product is manufactured, only we are giving in the raw materials, and the product is coming after packing. So that is the mixing of the product, filling of the tube, coming to the packaging section, packaging of the days, coming the conveyor system, in the box system, and boxes coming to the loading pit. So when you give the raw materials, you will give the end products in the loading, unloading pits. So entire system is automation. Entire country is going for automation. Entire world is going for automation. So automation system, innovation system is going on. You know that robotic system, what is the achievements? What is the achievement for that? Everywhere you can get the automation system. Driverless car is coming. Robots are coming. Some of the office, they are doing their job. And in future, I don't know what the Amity University tell, whether manpower is required or not, whether absolutely human resource will be is going for the dormant. Robot and IA all are working on that. So this is not a threat. This is the opportunity, so that more and more innovation, more and more going for the development of the country. Lastly, the entire world is going for innovation and innovation. I don't know when it will be going on. Thank you very much. And I hope the program highly success and highly doing for best for the one of the best conference in the world thing. Thank you very much. And I hope that this conference will be one of the remarkable conference in the future generation for the entrepreneurship. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Taking cue from Dr. Ray about world becoming global village, we are fortunate to have our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Aseem Chauhan, sir, with us. Though, sir is scheduled to attend another valedictory session going on at Gwalior. I request you to share your thoughts with us, sir.
Yeah, I'm very proud to be here. In the beginning, I must tell you a story. At Harvard, one very senior Nobel laureate went in a class and he taught for 1.5 hours. And when he went out of the room, one student accompanied him and told, "Sir, you are teaching the postgraduate program, but we are all undergraduate students." Nobody could dare to tell him, "Sir, this is the undergraduate class and not postgraduate class." Why I'm telling him? If I mix up with Amity University Rajasthan and Amity University Madhya Pradesh, please pardon me, because I am available on both screens, and after that I have to speak there. But I must compliment and congratulate Dr. General V.K. Sharma and our Major Rajendra ji, and also the head of the department for such an important topic. These two words, entrepreneurship and innovation. If somebody asks me, Dr. Chauhan, this is the Oxford Dictionary in front of you, which are the two best words in it? I would say it is entrepreneurship and it is innovation. What I heard from very worthy Dr. Natraj Ray was really a path-showing advice. I have studied since yesterday a lot about Dr. Ray. When I came from West Germany in 1994, I visited all important establishments. And the one was out of that, Indian Society for Training and Development. If I remember correctly, they have a big establishment in South Delhi near my residence. And since then, I really appreciate them, the training and development they are doing for government, semi-government, NGO, private. Such trainings are changing the scenario of employment and the satisfaction of people. So Dr. Natraj Ray, I compliment you. If somebody tests your DNA, You are from decades and decades together with this ISTD, and now being the national president, we are very proud of you. I will request our Chancellor, Asim Chauhanji, and our Vice Chancellor, Dr. General V.K. Sharma, to please request him from me that we want to bestow upon him the honor of Honorary Professor of your Amity University, Rajasthan. I am very glad that also we have a very senior IS officer, MS Mughda ji and Mughda Sinha ji. We have at least 4 common points with her. One thing, that I am also from Uttar Pradesh. This is her domicile place. Secondly, her cadre is Rajasthan. And I have 3 points for Rajasthan. This university, 150-acre, where you are sitting at the moment, online, on virtual, was given by RICO to us. And she has been managing director or still of RICO. So RICO does not go out of my mind, body and soul, because thanks to RICO, they found Amity University worthy to give this land. There were so many contenders, but they were convinced, Dr. Chauhan, we are convinced from your vision. And now I have been going many times taking around in this land, in the shrubs, in the staunching sun. And then I decided there was one old Haveli there, it's still there. So I'm thankful that RICO gave me us. The third point is Rajasthan. I told you about RICO. I have brought 2 of my daughter-in-laws from Rajasthan. So you can see now RICO, Amity University, Rajasthan, and my 2 daughter-in-laws. So Rajasthan is very close to my heart. I'm very glad, madam, that you could come today, and we will also speak you. This topic is so important that we should follow further and bring to everybody the knowledge and also a contact with entrepreneurship and also with its innovation. When we hear the national education policy, when we hear STIPs, where for DST, the science, technology, innovation policy, everywhere there is a question of innovation. If you somebody asks me, Dr. Chauhan, what about innovation? I will say, I sleep innovation, I get up innovation, I eat innovation, I dream innovation. And with that to all my students, faculty members, all involved in the organizing committee, I must tell you, if innovation in the mind, body, or soul of everybody, I think we can be really proud to make India a global superpower. Formerly, I was telling a global knowledge power, but now I'm convinced, having the great leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji and our Minister Pokhriyal ji and Minister Harshvardhan ji. Yesterday was a day of DST. We were having 47 trainees, and Akhilesh Gupta ji came there, Mugdha ji, and also SS Kohli came there, and we had almost half-day long DST. And because you are representing DST there, I'm proud that you are here. I would say that this is the occasion to think also to my about 500 students at Jaipur doing BLLB, doing BCom LLB, BLLB, BCom LLB, BBLLB, and also LLB 3 years. So all these 500 students are brilliant students. Dr. Amit Jain ji, I really appreciate you for your leadership. 2 days back, Asim ji, when he heard your name, one thing he told that should go in your mind. Amit Jain ji, Kamal Admi. What can be the better? Since then, my regard in you has gone very high. Asim ji does not praise anybody without any reason. Our Lieutenant V.K. Sharma, I know him from very, very long time. So I must tell to all, once he did such a blunder. He did such a blunder, but I excused him. In Mau, there is a College of Military Engineering and Technology. And he invited Asim Chauhanji, our worthy chancellor, in the convocation ceremony for holding a convocation speech. And he declared this was the best speech of this college. But he didn't know that 2 years back, I was the chief guest in convocation. I held also the speech. So I excused him because he appreciated my son, V.K. Sharma ji. So you didn't know that before 2 years I was there, but I'm so proud of you. We have given you also the additional charge of Amity University, Mumbai. Show your excellence. So not more, I will be also trying to listen, Mughda ji, because I am spending to my compliment, my congratulations to everybody who is involved in this success.
To all people listening online from within the Amity network and from outside, we are so deeply blessed to have heard the words of our founder president, who is not only the guiding light and inspiration for all things we do at Amity, but also a giant in the area of education, research, training around the world. We always say that founder has a direct connection with God. Somehow, whatever he says, we feel that God is listening. And as he mentioned, before this university came, our founder had seen many plots of land all around Rajasthan, and he said, we will make a great university in Jaipur. He saw this land and he put his hand, he said, we will take this land. And that is how the journey of Amity University, Rajasthan began over the 150 acres in Jaipur. But founder, we are so grateful to you despite your many, many commitments today. I know that already you have got multiple screens. On one side, you're speaking to General V.K. Sharma, one side here, others are also waiting for you to jump on and hear. But we are greedy. We are greedy for the time of our founder. Every one of us would like that he spends a few minutes with us. And Dr. Jain, you will agree that founder joining your valedictory has made this a great success. From 10 different countries to get so many different entries and very high quality papers in 4 tracks speaking about entrepreneurship and empowerment through innovation has been fantastic. The quality of work that has come in and the research that has come in, that will be now published, that will now be published by Springer in a very, very advanced volume, is truly a wonderful outcome of this conference. Professor Hinchi, representing IFIP and IEEE, was very complimentary about the way that this conference was organized. So my greetings to all people who have tuned in from all over the world. Amity is your own family. Keep collaborating with our scientists together. Let us work on creating very high quality research from our universities by joining hands. And let us not only write, but also take the ideas of entrepreneurship and innovation to the market. Let's commercialize what we're writing about. Let's patent what we're writing about. Let's implement what we're writing about so that we have a deep impact on society and we help solve the biggest problems of the world through the Amity platforms. Dr. Jain, compliments to you. Dr. Manju Kaushik, my compliments to you. And I'm very grateful to Ms. Mughda Sinha, who has been a well-wisher of Amity. DST has supported a number of programs at Amity University, Rajasthan. Professor S.L. Kothari would know all about this. And Dr. Natraj Ray, I was listening to you. I was enjoying seeing the great passion with which you spoke about entrepreneurship and innovation. And ISTD is a wonderful organization. We want to do more with you. I just wanted to come and say hello to all of you today, not give a formal address. And founder, thank you again so much for coming and blessing everyone at Amity University, Rajasthan.
I followed the professor at Harvard. I mixed up by the name of the vice-chancellor and the law school and your institution. So I think
we thought you were giving a live example of the story that you gave. So we were absolutely fine.
Amit and Kothari, we are proud of you. Kothari is a wonderful scientist. I'm proud of Kothari also. But now I will go to MP. General V.K. Sharma on the other line. But I will listen, Mughda ji. I will listen to her also. Very important, each word. I will listen.
Yes. Great. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chancellor, sir. Now, we have heard, we have witnessed what exactly is the inspiration that we draw from the leaders of Amity Universe. So before Chancellor, sir, when I was introducing him, our founder president came and he was so excited to deliver an address and absolutely, why the reason that he's known as a global icon and who's also addressed as an innovator, entrepreneur, the man with Midas touch, a doctor, a priest, a psychiatrist, and above all, a very humble person. Thank you very much, sir, Honorable Chancellor, sir, Honorable Founder President, sir. We draw much and required and high level of inspiration from your leadership. So if I have permission, I would want to highlight a couple of points for our larger audience to understand Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, our founder president, sir, who is the chairman for AKC Group of Companies and chief patron, ICGETEI 2021. He attained a...
Ravi, go ahead, please. They all know me. Go ahead. Go to the Prof, please. They all know me.
Absolutely, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So we'll have address of Ms. Mughda Sinha ji. I now take the privilege to introduce our chief guest for the valedictory ceremony, Ms. Mughda Sinha. So Madam Sinha is a civil servant with 20 years of wide-ranging experience in governance, policy making, and international trade negotiations. She has worked in Ministry of Textiles, Industry of Trade and Commerce, both at center and in her cadre state of Rajasthan. She has also worked in food, public distribution, current affairs, and science and technology. Madam Sinha is currently Secretary, Arts, Literature, Culture and Archaeology, and Director General, Jawahar Kala Kendra, Jaipur. She is also leading Department of Science and Technology, Government of Rajasthan. As District Collector in Bundi, Hanumangarh, Junjunu, and Ganganagar, she is remembered for her citizen-centric approach. She is also nominated as ELSA Changemaker in January 2020 and is a member of FICCI, Committee for Empowering the Greater 50%. Madam Sinha is both an avid reader and prolific writer, a poet of mixed pedigree and international travels. She has been previously published in the Sahitya Academy's Journal of English Literature and in Femina by its poetry editor, Kamla Das. Madam Mughda Sinha is passionate about arts. She paints wine and vodka bottles and doodles meditative mandalas in Jungian style to stay in tune with her psychic and intuitive abilities. Madam Sinha is an alumnus of LSR, JNU, and University of Berkeley, California, USA. A recipient of 4 Foundation Scholarship, JRF NHE, and the Manorma Desai Award for Best Student in History, and the recipient of Principals Meenakshi Desai Prize for promoting academic ethos in LSR. I invite Madam Mughda Sinha to address the audience.
Thank you very much, Professor Amit Verma-ji, for those very, very gracious and kind words. A very, very warm welcome and gratitude to the founder president, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, for remembering me and also for your kind words and the similarities that you have drawn. I also welcome and remember on this occasion the Chancellor, Dr. Aseem Chauhan-ji, the Pro-vice-chancellor, Amit Jain-ji, the chair for this conference, Dr. Manju Kaushik-ji, for inviting me, and also our guest of honor, Dr. Natraj. Thank you very much for doing this conference. It is absolutely contemporary, the International Conference on Global Entrepreneurship and Empowerment through Innovation. One of the important things, because I'm as a woman leader, if I could say that, though I hate to bring the gender in it, but what technology and innovation is actually doing, one of the other things that it is doing is also, taking us away from these chasms and fractions that have been built up in gender, because with technology, it is bringing the genders at par. So I think it is very, very empowering also in that sense. Because technology does not distinguish between genders. It is not physical, it is the intellect, it is the process of imagination. So I've heard some very great compliments and some good ideation that has happened in your conference with 4 verticals. I heard Dr. Manju Kaushik make a presentation. It was pretty impressive. And I've also in the last 1.5 years in my remit as the Secretary of Science and Technology had huge interactions with Amity. Amity participated, their School of Journalism participated with, I think, Dr. Pallavi in our Science Vigyan Utsav, which was held last year for almost 7 days. And I think the students covered everything, and they even handled the DST's Twitter handles and social media handles, and they did it very, very nicely. So I must compliment. I have also known Dr. Kothari because we funded, DST funded a very, very informative workshop that Dr. Kothari steered on the GMO, which was held, I think, last year before the lockdown. So in my little interactions with Amity, I find that it has huge potential, and that potential needs to be tapped in sync with the government priorities, both at the center and in the state government, because the budgets for both have been out, and you can see in which direction governments are heading. Also, COVID has brought this realization to the doorstep of the stakeholders at large, that times are changing very, very quickly, and technology is actually leapfrogging. So if you are not prepared in advance, and if you are not able to anticipate the requirements of the future, you have to be prepared in the present for the future that is going to unfold. Because what is, after all, the job of technology, science, and research? It is basically to be able to envision the future that we want, and envision the future that we want with the sole purpose of improving the quality of life of the people, easing the life of the people, and adding dignity to the life of the people. When I say dignity, I think you would have seen in the sphere of medical sciences and a lot of innovation that is taking place in the pharma and the medical devices. You will feel that all the biotechnological and the device-based innovation that is taking place is going to add and aid the geriatric care in the world around. Also, assistive technologies, when we talk of the disabled or the Divyajan, is something that we must all focus on, because we don't know how the future for each of us is going to pan. And we are a country with a huge demographic profile, with the 35% of people, of it's 65% of people above the age of 35, which is in the working age group. And if you look at how the education system, with the new education policy that has come about, with a lot of flexibility, with lot of breaking of the silos between disciplines. And I think this cross-culturalization between departments is going to be very, very necessary, because science, after all, believes in multidisciplinary approach to problem solving. So all the research that takes place in universities like Amity and elsewhere should focus on this, and which I think you as part of this conference today, as from the presentation that I could hear. If you look at how the developments in the technological side have taken place, and how we should envision, how should any individual or any institution for that matter anticipate the future technological trends and be prepared today? Why I say this is important, because what you are teaching your students today, by the time they go out in the market and seek jobs, they will still need additional skill upgradation, because technology in the last 2 or 3 years in times to come is going to leapfrog. So huge upgrades on technology will be required. You've seen in just 1 year of the COVID lockdown, technology has changed so drastically that everybody, even the geriatric population had to jump on the bandwagon of telemedicine to be able to keep up with their quality of health. So if you look at what happened in the past, you will realize that with the discovery of fire and with the discovery of iron implements, man was able to move from hunter-gatherer to become a settled community. Urbanization, that is how it started. That is how the first kingdom of Magad actually came about, because people moved from the Indo-Gangetic plains eastward. If you look at the second stage of the technological revolution, it was with the discovery of steam, that you had all the factories of the Liverpool and Manchester, and they after a while ended up colonizing the world and became colonizers, all aided by technology. I'm not saying it's a good thing to happen, but that is how the first stint of globalization anywhere happened. The discoveries happened. In the late 80s, early 80s, you had what is called information technology. In the 90s, you had, and the early 2K generation, you had what is called digital technology. Together, they form the basis of the knowledge economy that we understand today. Liberalization aided universities like yours to become part of this knowledge economy. Very interestingly, today we are upon the digital age and the age of artificial intelligence, where so much is happening today that our biometrics, our sound quality through the Siris, the Alexa, the Echo Dot chambers, can lead to so much which is happening in and around us. But the important fact is that man actually is the creator of all these technologies. So whether you have artificial intelligence, whether you have digital information, whether you have robotics, whether you have anything else, one must always remember that technology is only a tool to be put in the service of the people and society for the concept of nation building, for spurring industrial manufacturing, because it is all going to emerge from what you say, scientific research, which is happening in the silos of the laboratories. That is how commercialization of patents, incubation of innovations, that is where we must focus. That is where we must spur our young generation. After all, science should make you inquisitive. It should, arise some kind of curiosity in you. It should allow you to experiment. It should allow you to create things. It should allow you to nurture. And that is the job of good quality technical education, which should happen in universities. And I think which is what Amity is also trying to do in Rajasthan. And it is very, very hard to see. But what is important is going to be, how do we look at the future? The fiction, the science fiction that H.G. Wells wrote in the early 20th century has become the reality today. People have been, have gone to space, people have landed on the moon, and today Perseverance has landed on Mars, and we have pictures of Mars. We can see rivulets on Mars. We can hear voices on Mars. So much is happening in space technology today. So much is happening everywhere else today. What is the next age going to be after the knowledge economy? And that is very important, because that is how you must prepare your individuals, the students in the university. That is how you must prepare the faculty in the university. That is how you must envision the infrastructure that will be required in the university for the future. That is upon us, and that is the next age is going to be the age of imagination, to be imagined what all can be done. And when you talk of the age of imagination, you have to look at what are the problems which plague us as a society, and it is these problems that we must look at solving. So I think this is what I needed to say today in terms of what you are doing. Please also focus on good quality research, because the more good quality research we do, it is a very long gestating, long standing requirement. It is not an event which will bear fruits quickly, but the stronger the foundation you build of research, the greater the benefits that will accrue to individuals and institutions in the future, and to society at large. DST is very, very happy to support you. We have Karya for students who want exposure in the CSIR 33 research institutions. We have Inspire Manak. We have a whole lot of student projects. And we are ready to help you in any which way that you would want, both for your science and for your social sciences. We also believe in design as being a part of science, and we are very, very happy to work in partnership with Amity University and its various faculties to help you, spur your students, to help you inspire your students and encourage your students to move and develop a deep interest in science, because that is where the future lies, both in terms of empowerment and in terms of employment and in terms of making a better quality of your own life, in terms of being having the innate skill to be able to do practical things that you probably envisioned as a student, and becoming a part of creating the change that you want to see in the society. So thank you very much, everyone, for having me here, for giving me this opportunity of addressing through a freewheeling monologue, if I can say that. My own thoughts on the occasion, my compliments to everybody, to the entire team of Amity, Rajasthan and Jaipur for putting this conference together. I know how huge it is in these difficult times to get people and speakers, and to also hold the interest of people in a virtual world, which has become the reality in these times today. So thank you very much. It's a great honor, and very, very happy to be in the august company of scientists and researchers and academia. So thanks a lot and take care. Good luck. All the best.
I now invite Publication Chair, ICGETEI 2021, Dr. Sunil Pathak, to propose vote of thanks.
Thank you, Ravi. Let me propose my vote of thanks to everybody. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I believe that during these 2 days, all of us have had a fruitful discussion. First of all, let me express my gratitude to our Chief Patron, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, Honorable Founder President, Ratnadal Baldev Education Foundation, and Dr. Asim Chauhan, Honorable Chancellor, Amity University, Rajasthan, has been endless source of inspiration and motivation. So thank you, sir, for motivation and support. In this second day of International Conference on Global Entrepreneurship, Trends and Empowerment through Innovation, we have learned a lot from experts and from the participants. A lot of innovation ideas have been generated during these 2 days of deliberations. On behalf of the organizing committee, I take this opportunity to thank everyone who have contributed towards success of the conference. We remain grateful to our Professor Dr. Amit Jain, Honorable Pro-vice-chancellor, Amity University, Rajasthan, and Patron ICGETEI 2021, who have always been there as a guiding light during the planning and execution of the conference. So thank you very much, sir, for your support. I take this opportunity to thank Chief Guest of the valedictory session, Ms. Mughda Sinha, IAS, Secretary DST, Government of Rajasthan, to accept our invitation and grace the occasion. So ma'am has discussed something related to the technology and like AI and all the things. So the technology is there to help everybody. Yes, but the technology cannot replace the man. That is true, ma'am. I am also grateful to Chief Guest of the Honor, Dr. Natraj Ray, National President of Indian Society of Training and Development, for his motivational speech and inspiration words. We remain grateful to distinguished guest of honor, Dr. Mike Hinchy, University of Limerick, Ireland, and Ms. Suchi Sharma, former Secretary, Higher and Technical Education, Government of Rajasthan, to grace the inaugural session and benefit us with their deep knowledge and gems of the wisdoms. I would also like to place on record my heartfelt gratitude for the timely advice and guidance given by the Chief Advisor, General Chair, Program Chair, and also by our advisory body comprised of senior members, including Professor G.K. Aseri, Provost and Dean Academics, Dr. Vinay Sharma, Dean Research, Professor S.L. Kothari, Vice President ASTIP, Professor Rajesh S. Prasad, Director Asset, Professor Jagdish Prasad, Coordinator ASAS, Professor PBS Raju, Director Coast, Professor Anurag Verma, Director ASAP, Professor Sanjeev Pal, Director ASH, Professor Sapnesh Tatre, Coordinator AIIT, Mr. Sanjeev Singh Bal, Dean Student and Research. Thank you very much for your continuous support and guidance. I also take this opportunity to thank all the reviewers and technical committee members for providing their valuable comments on time, which help improving the quality of the paper that were present during the 2 days of the conference. Without support of the reviewers, it is very hard to give the decision on time. So thank you very much. I would also have a special mention for the wonderful and close-knit team without whom this conference would never have taken shape, starting with Dr. Manju Kaushik, Organizing Chair, Dr. Era Upadhyay and her team, Dr. Girish Paliwal and his team, Session Organizing Committee, Dr. Tanushree Mukherjee and Yadbir Singh and their team for publicity of the conference, Mr. Ravi Verma and his team for stage management, Dr. Jaswardhan Singh and his team for financial support, Dr. O.P. Verma, Professor NIT Jalandhar and Dr. Tarun Kumar Sharma for publication supports. I wish to thank Professor Dr. J.S. Sodhi, Senior Vice President and Group CIO, Amity Education Group, Mr. Ravi Kumar Pachauri and his team, and his technical IT team, Mr. Vikas Rawat, and Media Committee, comprised of staff and student volunteers. Let me express my gratitude to Dr. Nitin Bharadwaj, Registrar, for his continuous support during the conference. Sir has given good support, so thank you very much, sir. I also extend my heartfelt gratitude towards the student body which has support his academic endeavors with the great zeal. I would also like to thank our non-teaching staff, support and maintenance staff who simultaneously revolve all the office and clerical work. So thank you. I thank our partners, especially Springer, IEEE, ACM, CSI, IGI Global, JCA, CSIR, YSBC, ISTD, Amity Innovation Incubation, ECEL, AUR, and STEM. Finally, I would like to thank each of them who have directly or indirectly helped us during our conference, during our academic dream. I am thanking you all for participating. With this, we came to the closure of this conference and look forward to meet in the next edition. Thank you. Over to you, Ravi sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Pathak. With due permission of dignitaries, the two-day international conference on global entrepreneurship trends and empowerment through innovation 2021 comes to an end. Honorable Vice-Chancellor, sir.
Honorable Founder President, sir, we are closing the session now. Thank you so much for your gracious presence, sir. Thanks for accepting. I know how difficult it is for you to switch from different meetings, because I believe you don't work in one time zone, but you work in multiple time zones with multiple universities and multiple campuses. So thank you so much, Honorable Founder President, sir. We are truly honored to have your presence. And at the same time, I thank our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Aseem Chauhan. He was scheduled to attend another valedictory, but still he could spare some time for us. We are truly honored with your presence, sir. And at the same time, I'm so honored to have our Group Vice Chancellor, Professor Gurinder Singh also. Thank you so much. I know you have attended the entire session and you also must be in some other conference simultaneously, but thank you so much for joining in. Thank you all. With this, we come to an end of this two-day conference, and we look forward to meet all of you in the next edition of the conference. Thank you so much.